Oh, welcome back to the homestead. So over here in the garden, the moringa trees are actually continuing to do pretty well. Getting taller. They're going to get moved into the ground next year. Probably in the spring. We just got some rain the last 2 days finally. Here though, my, sorry, chickens in the background. Their Thai peppers actually not doing well. I need to fertilize a lot of this stuff. On the other hand, my okra plant, the first one, is starting to bud. It had a few flowers on it, which seemed to have fallen off, but it's at least beginning to put on fruit. The others are still tiny, though. I don't know why this, one thing is huge by comparison. There's peppers, and you can see these are bell peppers, and they're starting to put on flowers again. Same with that one. That tomato's probably dead, though. And then over here, this whole bed is also peppers. And as you can see, they've just started flowering like crazy. But they're not actually producing a lot of peppers at the moment. There's a few in there, but not a lot. There's quite a few in there. So this all needs to be harvested, and hopefully those flowers will turn into peppers. Now, this bed, I basically cut everything down and planted bean seeds in, and nothing has come up yet, but it's still early. Over here, this was my tomato bed, and I haven't cut out the supposedly dead tomatoes, but if you look there, I've got new growth on these, so they're not completely dead. And somewhere over here, yeah, there it is, I've actually got flowers growing on them. So I'm just going to kind of see what happens with that. And then I've got an eggplant here that's getting bigger. Eggplant did horrible for me during the spring season, so I've got low expectations for that and probably won't do it again. Now, over here, as you can see, clipping the chicken's wings has not worked as well as I was hoping. You got another appointment with the barber. So I've been having some problems with these chickens. Basically, they let themselves out. They'll fly up to the gate, perch there for a second, and then fly down. Which, you'd think that's normally okay, but unfortunately they got out and got chased by the neighbor's dog, and they're wandering through that gap onto the neighbor's property, and I don't want to be over there running around chasing a chicken, which I suppose actually looks hilarious. But most of these birds have had their wings clipped now. Most of them, two birds have had one wing clipped, two birds have had both wings clipped, and two birds are good little chickens. She's one of them. And don't run out during the day, so they haven't had any wings clipped. She, on the other hand, has got another appointment with the barber, because clearly she could fly over. Okay, moving on. Over here, I've had issues in the past with this whole area flooding. So what I've been doing for exercise, and what I'll be doing after this video, is going over to jog over here and not face plant. I've basically been digging dirt out of my little pond here when it was dry and dumping that in there to bring the dirt level here up, and hoping to make more space for runoff in the pond and kind of let water go down there. We'll find out in a few months how that actually works once we get enough rain for it to matter. Over here, I've got my IBC tote, the first two IBC totes for rainwater capture up. I still need to hook them up to the gutter, and I need to hook them up at the bottom to each other, and that's going to be a bunch of PVC pipe magic, and they need covers. So that's project's kind of on hold until I get more money and time. Probably finish that 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, something like that. And then over here, let me jog over. started construction on the woodshed. I'm like cutting through, clearing foliage. I end up with a lot of limbs. You can even see this tree. There's a bunch of wood coming off it. Basically a bunch of trees that I have no real use for the wood, but at some point I may. So I'm trying to build a small woodshed here to store that. So basically every time I go to town, I'm buying materials. I've got some more blocks in the back of my truck that I need to put out there and level them out. And eventually there's going to be a sheet of plywood on that and build the framing to hold a lot of... Man, that girl's... Yeah, you got an appointment with the barber later today. We clipped wings yesterday. And it's worth pointing out that when you clip a chicken's wings, you're not actually affecting the flesh at all. You're basically cut the feather tips off, well, most of the feathers, for the outermost layer of flight feathers. And the goal is you only have to do one wing and it'll be unbalanced so the chicken won't fly out. But clearly, one chicken got out. Yeah. Anyways, that's pretty much it for this week, and I know I gotta post this on YouTube and move more dirt over there, because that's really only about a third of the way done, and it's getting rainy season.